These examples come from Lesson 1.3, the design of experiments. Example 1. To study the effect of air pollution and respiratory health, a group of people in a city with high levels of air pollution and another group in a rural area with low levels of air pollution are examined to determine their lung capacity. Is this a randomized experiment or an observational study? Since the people chose their treatment, in essence, by choosing where it is that they're going to live, this one is actually going to be an observational study. Example 2. It is known that drinking alcohol increases the risk of contracting liver cancer. Assume that in an observational study, a group of smokers has a higher rate of liver cancer than a group of non-smokers. Explain how this result may be due to confounding. One of the things that may contribute to this is the fact that people who drink may also tend to smoke. And if you think about it, if you were to walk into a bar, you would see a lot of people with a drink in one hand and a cigarette in the other hand. Example 3. In a study conducted at the University of Southern California, J. Peters and colleagues studied elementary school students in 12 California communities. Each year, for 10 years, they measured the respiratory function of the children and the levels of air pollution in the communities. A. Was this a cohort study or a case control study? Since the subjects were followed over time, this is a cohort study. B. Was the study prospective, cross-sectional, or retrospective? Again, because the subjects were studied over time, this study is prospective. Example 4. In a study conducted at the University of Colorado, J. Ruttenberg and colleagues studied people who had worked at the Rocky Flats Nuclear Weapons Production Facility near Denver, Colorado. They studied a group of workers who had contracted lung cancer and another group who had not contracted lung cancer. They looked back at plant records to determine the amount of radiation exposure for each worker. The purpose of the study was to determine whether the people with lung cancer had been exposed to higher levels of radiation than those who had not gotten lung cancer. A. Was this a cohort study or a case-sectional study? This is actually an example of a case control study because we have two sections of people. One group of them actually have the disease that we're looking for, and the other one does not have the disease that we are looking for. B. Was the study prospective, cross-sectional, or retrospective? Because the subjects were sampled after the outcome had occurred, this is a case of retrospective.